I'm your host, Money Blue. Today we're cooking some chicken stuffed with shrimp, spinach, cabbage, portobello mushrooms, and a lot of spices. We're going to jump right in and get started. We're going to go ahead and chop up some spinach. Here we have some nice big portobello mushrooms. Take them over to the sink, clean away the bad parts, and dress these ready for a light dice. We've gone ahead and cleaned those under the sink and took a spoon, the back of a spoon, and cleaned away all the dark parts underneath the bottom. Looks like little fibers. We're going to scrape those away. They don't taste that well. And then we're just going to dice these up into little cubes. Here we're going to take a nice piece of fresh ginger. Take some ginger, remove the outer coating, get a nice small piece, and we're going to dice this up really small. We want this to be almost like a zest. So when you get that little bite periodically when you're eating it, you'll be wondering, is that zest or is it ginger? Ginger gives a nice spice to your meal. Now we want some greenage. We're going to go ahead and take some cabbage. Not much, about 1/8 of a cabbage head. We're going to also shred this pretty small. This will actually cook down. It's about 80% water. You won't even know it's there, but the flavor of it, it's got a nice little mild flavor. It'll bring some body to the stuffing that we're preparing for the chicken, and you'll really enjoy this. You'll be wondering when they're eating it, they won't be able to catch the cabbage. It'll be there, but you won't know it's there, but the flavor will be there. Say no more. You know we're cooking with garlic. We're going to use fresh garlic as well as powdered garlic, and maybe even a little jarred chopped garlic I have in the fridge that's soaking in olive oil. I tend to use that too, but the fresh has a nice, robust, full flavor. So we're going to add a little fresh garlic in here. Here we have a little dried herbs. We have some fresh herbs and some garlic. Got some rosemary, some little thyme. So we're going to just go ahead and dice these up pretty small. I'm going to cook this in the stuffing also. You'll enjoy the intense flavor of fresh herbs. Dried herbs are nice too. We're going to do a combination of both. But if you have it on hand, go ahead and use fresh. Here we have our chicken breast. It's boneless, skinless. We're going to remove away any sinew or excess fat we don't need. It's a pretty thick piece, so I'm going to go ahead and split it down the middle, but I'm not going to cut all the way through. I'm going to butterfly this open so it makes a nice size piece, as you can see. You butterfly these. They're pretty thick. You could pound them down between two pieces of wax paper or Reynolds wrap or something like that, but I tend to slice them down the middle and butterfly them, get a nice wider piece. It brings them down to the right size that I'm looking for. And also, we're going to pound these down. You'll see here I couldn't find my hammer. My assistant Eric, wasn't around in the kitchen, so I'm actually going to use that pastry tool over to the top of the camera over there to the right for doing my doughs, for bringing in my butter and stuff together. I'm going to actually pound it down with that. When you can't find the tools that you use every day, can't find them, or if you don't have them, use what works. That's what cooking's all about. Make do with what you have. You're supposed to use a hammer for this, but if you don't have a hammer, as I said before, use whatever you can find. You can use an old can of vegetable soup or something like that. Piece of wood. I could have used my rolling pin. I've done it for years with rolling pins, but I've since found my hammer, and you'll probably see it in the next video. But here we are making it work. Now that we have these where we want them, we're going to go ahead and salt and pepper these. A little seasoning salt, a little garlic powder, onion powder. I'm also going to use some, that little tube you see at the top right hand corner, that's actually basil. When you can't find basil, that's fresh basil. I buy these in the tubes. I'll take them out, smear them over it, and give the nice basil taste. As you can see right here, you just squeeze it out like toothpaste. You have your basil. It's not fresh, but it's the closest thing to it besides using dry. There you go, and you just smear it in. The flavor is there, but you'll never know that it wasn't fresh. Tastes great. We're going to do this to all the pieces, and then this may be a two-part video. Go to part two. It's already completed.